We are here in the Causeway Communication Center where crews are working hard, informing people that the causeway is back open after a fiery crash. Flames and smoke could be seen from both sides of the causeway as crews worked hard to treat the injured and clear the lanes. Two of the injured were Mike Rick's workers.
Busted nose, back, neck, yeah. So the heads went through the back window. So they got impacted pretty good.
Ricks, who owns Signworks, watched as Causeway officials showed him the wreck from the communication center.
It's a fiery mess. It looks like our car's demolished, the back of the truck's demolished.
His workers, still shaken, snapped these photos. You could see the broken window and damage to his utility truck, while the vehicle that ran into them is a mangled mess surrounded by fire.
The truck apparently had some problems and killed. And they were coasting along, and then the little girl piled into them.
Around 5:45 tonight, Causeway police got the call about the accident on the southbound lane near mile marker 11.1. Investigators tell us the two Signworks utility workers got stalled. Then a woman driving a Honda crashed into the back.
All the occupants were transported to South Shore hospitals a little while ago.
The accident comes as officials work on expanding the shoulder of the bridge, something Carlton Dufer Show knows is long overdue.
This year we will probably have 180 crashes on the causeway. A third of those will be rear ends into broken down vehicles that happen almost instantaneously like this one. That's why we're pushing so hard for those segmented shoulders.
As crews take away both vehicles from the site, Ricks is breathing a sigh of relief, knowing the driver and his two workers are still alive.
I'm pretty concerned about them all right now. Like I said, just praying for everybody.
In Metairie, I'm Carice Jackman, Eyewitness News.
Dufer Show says the first segmented shoulder could open as early as this summer.